All right, so today I want to talk about this tweet from Tom Quiggin. He goes on to say, here's a funny question. How can one person in Canada have 5 different social insurance numbers? Better yet, why is Canada Revenue Agency and the RCMP know about tens of thousands of illegal SIN numbers and not do anything about it? It's almost like there's a criminal conspiracy going on in Ottawa. And again, figuring out exactly what's going on is more than likely speculation at this point. Now, Tom Quiggin is a national security expert. He's worked for CSIS, he's worked for the RCMP, he's worked for the Canadian military and intelligence positions. So, yeah, it's safe to say that he's more than likely one of the most knowledgeable people in Canada on the issue. But anyway, like I say, go check him out on Twitter if you haven't already. He also has a podcast. It's very good to listen to. Um, but anyway, getting into this, like I say, it's basically speculation. But again, we know that there's people that have multiple, upwards of 5 social insurance numbers. So what exactly is going on here? Like, some very, very shady things are going on here. I think the first thing to bring up is it is definitely, at least in part, due to cover up for illegals that are coming into Canada. Um, Obviously, maybe so they can claim taxes, so they can get benefits of whatever sort. Um, Again, like I say, it's very, it's basically, like I say, it's somewhat up for speculation. But the fact that we know that there's multiple, that they've discovered a lot of people that are doing this, like I say, there's tens of thousands of illegal numbers being used, and yet the government isn't doing anything about it. And it doesn't make any sense because I thought the government, we're a rule of law country and all of this kind of stuff. And if like if you're an everyday citizen, and you don't pay your taxes, well, guess what? You're going to jail. But stuff like this goes on and they don't seem like they care. So like, again, what exactly is going on here? And again, something shady is going on. It's just a matter of what that is. If you want to debate on, okay, well, you think I'm wrong on what I think is going on, fine, but something very shady is going on, and the government is allowing it, and it's more than likely coming from the top. Whether it's Trudeau, I don't know, but again, something is going on, and it is very shady. Um, and again, it doesn't surprise anyone. Like the Trudeau government is so. I mean, there's nothing that would surprise me aside from them literally declaring Canada, communist Canada. I mean, that wouldn't even surprise me at this point. But like I say, there's some very shady things going on, and we need to stay aware of this kind of stuff because the mainstream media is never going to tell you. You're never going to get taught about any. You're never going to get a somewhat the least bit skeptical opinion of this kind of stuff from government, from public schools, from the mainstream media. That is one thing that the schools and the mainstream media and all this kind of stuff teaches you, that critical thinking skills, being skeptical, it's terrible according to them, and that's one of the first things that should be taught. Like, I've learned more about history in one book than I did in my entire in my entire public school through. Learned more about economics in one book than I have in entirety of public school. um, I've learned more from personal experiences than or having conversations with experts, psychologists, economists, in person, than I have, in my entirety of going to public schools. We're talking about what, 13 years, and hundreds and thousands of hours, and yet you don't learn hardly anything. Like, in your day-to-day life, what skills have you been taught in public school? You're like, man, I'm happy they taught me that in public schools. Like, spelling maybe, but that stuff could be easily taught by your parents. It's basically the most basic of basic things that you're thankful that they teach you in public school. But again, past like elementary school, like, what do they teach you in public schools that's valuable? Like, what do they teach you? Like, the overwhelming majority of math they teach you is pointless. Like, who uses geometry and all that kind of stuff in your day-to-day lives anymore? Like, no. Calculators exist for that kind of stuff. You can just Google all that stuff. um, LA, again, who cares about Shakespeare? Like, again, like, where is that going to be relevant in your day-to-day life? I'm just bringing that up, as general stuff. But anyway, getting back to this main story here, um, like I say, there's some very shady things going on, and like I say, I'm not sure if he knows. If I mean, I definitely don't know. But like I say, just the fact that there's tens of thousands of illegal SIN numbers being used, or fake SIN numbers, whatever you want to call it. Again, people are doing some very shady things, and the fact that the government isn't being more transparent with this kind of stuff just goes to show that they're either fully complicit and they support it, in which case there's a massive conspiracy, like you suggest here, or at the very least, it's probably benefiting the illegals that they're letting in, and again, they need them for votes, so they're going to just let them in and let them run roughshod. I mean, we know that they're fine. Like in Britain or the UK, there's been tens of thousands of young, mostly girls, and overwhelmingly girls, that have been sexually assaulted. And does the government care? Does the government have any skepticism? Hey, maybe we shouldn't have done this. No, they just double down. Call you a racist if you question it in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, and like I said, that is the foundation of a just of someone who has the ability to think critically, is that, and a society that is just and that is moral, ethical, whatever you want to call it, that you can question the norm and not be branded as, oh, you're a racist, or any of that kind of stuff. Even if it is something that's racist, again, if someone has something to say that's racist, you should be able to easily debunk their argument, like easily. Like, it's not hard. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And the reason why the reason why they do that is they don't want to get their view. Like, if someone says something that's obviously racist, like it's just easy to debunk what they have to say. If someone cites something that a fact that makes one race look bad or good or whatever you want to call it, um, people rather than addressing the argument, they just call you a racist. But anyway, like I said, that's a different topic in and of itself. But I'm going to leave it there. But like I say, something very shady is going on. And like I say, nothing would surprise me from this government. I think they're one of the most corrupt governments, that, aside from the ones that are obviously corrupt, most of the third world governments. I mean, all governments are corrupt. I think there's people in the Trump administration that are very corrupt. And the fact that Trump lets certain things go on within the government still, I think that shows that there's definitely a degree of corruption going on there. But the Canadian government sets a whole new standard. And again, Justin Trudeau has been honest with us. The country he admires most is a communist country that has over 1 million people in internment camps where they steal their organs and sell them on the black market. And that's the country Justin Trudeau praises the most in the world. Of the 200 countries or whatever there is, that's the one he likes the most. Like, come on, people. Like they say, that this is why there's such a political divide nowadays, is we have these people largely on the left that they can't admit these blatantly obvious things, like blatantly obvious. Like, you can still be pro-liberal, pro these leftist policies, but supporting Justin Trudeau at this point, like, I don't have words for you. Like, I don't have words for you. I don't have words for you. Um, Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. If you like the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Check out my PayPal. It got linked in the description. I also got an email address for e-transfer. I appreciate any donations, but at the very least, just hit that like and subscribe. And the last thing, like I've been mentioning lately, do check out my BitChute channel. It's only a matter of time till YouTube either outright bans me or just prevents me from growing any further, which I think they may have already done to a degree, but they'll just keep, clamping down more and more. So check me out there. And again, as you can see, I'm getting pretty much the same amount of views there with much less subscribers. So I think that's pretty much all the proof you need to know that YouTube is very biased. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there.